Now at 6, we have new information on the 2 Portland police officers who were shot Monday night as they still search for the person who did it. What we've learned coming up in a live report plus.
With 92% of people going into deflection experiencing homelessness, those systems being disconnected is just setting people up for failure.
County commissioners are considering making some changes to the deflection program after a lackluster first year. There are plans to get more people through the program ahead. And after a late start to the season, things aren't looking too good in the Cascades right now as it experiences the second worst snowpack on record so far. We'll explain why that is and how it's impacting skiers and boarders in just a few minutes as your news at sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us here. I'm China Green. We will get to your weather and traffic in just a minute, but first we want to go to Davos, Switzerland, where President Donald Trump is currently addressing the World Economic Forum.
After the war, which we won it big. Without us, right now you'd all be speaking German and a little Japanese, perhaps. After the war, we gave Greenland back to Denmark. How stupid were we to do that? But we did it. But we gave it back. But how ungrateful are they now? So now our country and the world face much greater risks than it did ever before because of missiles, because of nuclear, because of weapons of warfare that I can't even talk about. 2 weeks ago, they saw weapons that nobody ever heard of. They weren't able to fire one shot at us. They said, what happened? Everything was discombobulated. They said, we've got them in our sights. Press the trigger, and nothing happened. No anti-aircraft missiles went up. There was one that went up about 30 feet and crashed down right next to the people that sent it. They said, what the hell is going on? Those defensive systems were made by Russia and by China. So they're going to go back to the drawing boards, I guess. Greenland is a vast, almost entirely uninhabited and undeveloped territory that's sitting undefended in a key strategic location between the United States, Russia, and China. That's exactly where it is, right smack in the middle. Wasn't important nearly when we gave it back. You know, when we gave it back, it wasn't the same as it is now. It's not important for any other reason, you know, everyone talks about the minerals. There's so many places. There's no rare earth. No such thing as rare earth. There's rare processing. But there's
we will have more on President Trump's trip to Switzerland, as well as the latest on his efforts to take control of Greenland, coming up at 6:30. All right, now let's get it over to Rod Hill for a look at your forecast.
Yeah, once again, I'm talking a cold, frosty start for you on one of the spots that's been cold night after night is our capital. There it is, lit up beautifully this morning in Salem. You can see the frost on the grass in front. 26 is the current temperature there. Vancouver's Pearson Airfield has also been one of the icebox spots as of late. And right now, the icebox is 25 degrees. So clearly it's a big coat morning, especially if you're going to be spending some extended time outdoors. Here's Providence Park, a little bit warmer, just a touch of wind, 34 degrees. Our bus stop weather, obviously big coats this morning for the kids. It will be in the 40s at noon today, and then when the kids get out of school, like it's been, the sun will feel great, mostly sunny, 48 degrees, and most of us, not much wind. Here's Chris.
All right, Rod, thank you for that. Your drive this morning off to a pretty good start. There's I-205 over near Oregon City, your southbound commute there, heading down towards the Abernathy Bridge. Traffic zipping along just fine. In fact, we've got a speed limit commute for the most part across the freeway system. We'll take you up to Clark County. The aforementioned icebox, as Rod called it, not far from Pearson Field. This is I-5 at SR-14. Traffic looks pretty good as well. So far, no major issues. If you're heading down into Lynn County, though, fog might be an issue as you get south of Albany. This is down near Highway 228. So between Lynn and Lane County, we've got some fog on the freeway. But other than that, we're looking pretty good. China, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. Developing this morning, the search for a suspect continues after Portland police say this man shot and wounded 2 officers Monday night in northeast Portland. Investigators say he should be considered armed and dangerous. Thomas Schultz joins us from Legacy Emmanuel Hospital in North Portland, where the officers were treated. So, Thomas, what do residents have to say about this?
Well, China, neighbors we spoke with say they heard gunshots Monday night, followed by a police search which lasted for 6 hours into the early hours of Tuesday morning.
I woke up maybe like super early this morning. It sounded like there were like dogs and people like in my backyard in front of my porch. So I was like assuming that that was still the police activity going on.
I was just a bit scared because I'm like, what if he's in my backyard, you know? Like, what if they can't find him? Like, what if my family is at risk?
Now, this all started just before 8:30 Monday night when police responded to Northeast 21st Avenue and Clackamas Street after receiving a call about a man with a knife. When officers arrived, they located the suspect between Northeast 16th and 17th Avenues. That's when police say this man shot 2 officers. Tuesday afternoon, police say one of the officers was released from the hospital. The other, a 17-year veteran, remains hospitalized and stable.
1 inch can make all the difference when you're dealing with gunshot wounds, and the outcome could have been far worse.
Police are still searching for that suspect as well, and they say that they believe that man could still be armed and dangerous.
And Thomas, is there anything that police are asking from the public to help the investigation?
They are, China. They're asking for any surveillance video or maybe ring camera footage that anybody may have, specifically people who live between Northeast 15th and 19th, as well as between Broadway to Multnomah. And they want footage from 7 o'clock Monday night to 7 o'clock Tuesday morning. Any information about where to send that footage or how best to get it to police officers can be found through the City of Portland's website. Just toggle from there over to the police page, China.
All right, Thomas Schultz reporting live this morning. Thank you, Thomas. Meantime, in Hillsborough, police have arrested a 23-year-old for numerous sex abuse crimes and are asking additional victims to come forward. Authorities say that they believe Cedric Valdez assaulted women in large retail stores or parking lots in Washington County over several months. He was arrested Saturday night at the Target store at the Sunset Esplanade Shopping Center. And this afternoon, a man is expected to enter a guilty plea after he was arrested on numerous charges, including rape, accused of sexually assaulting a woman he met on a dating app at gunpoint. A warning: the details of the story may be difficult to hear. But on August 9, 2024, court documents show Damani Anderson met a woman on Tinder and then took her to an abandoned building in North Portland. He allegedly threatened her with a gun and sexually assaulted her. The documents say that he also forced her to unlock and reset her phone before she escaped and sought help. Anderson was arrested days later and faces multiple rape charges involving other victims from 2023 to 2024. His hearing is scheduled for 2:30 this afternoon. And if you or someone you know has experienced sexual assault and needs support, help is always available. Just call the number there on your screen, 1-800-656-HOPE, to reach the National Sexual Assault Hotline 24/7. In Salem, you may notice a new kind of emergency response vehicle on the streets now. The city of Marion County have officially launched the REACH team, which stands for Rapid Engagement Assessment and Community Health. It's similar to Portland Street Response. The idea here is to pair first responders with behavioral health specialists when responding to behavioral health calls. Then they work to connect people struggling with substance use or mental health issues to community services.
This approach is intended to improve health outcomes for individuals, reduce strain on the 911 system, decrease emergency room visits, and ensure fire and EMS crews remain available for the most serious emergencies.
The team is part of Salem's Safe, Clean, and Healthy initiative, a broader effort to improve safety and livability in downtown and Northeast Salem. Multnomah County commissioners are working to reshape what some are calling a struggling deflection program. Deflection refers to options of choosing treatment over jail for some people caught with a small amount of hard drugs. Our Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us live with details on the changes that they are considering. Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, China. That's right. Commissioners say the program is currently struggling to help those suffering from addiction. Now, during Tuesday's work session, leaders discussed at least 4 key changes that are potential that could help to turn it around. Now, they include giving people rides to treatment services, designating shelter space for those going through deflection, and they also want to make sure those going through the process have regular meetings with a care coordinator, and they want to expand eligibility for those who can participate in the program. Now, getting into the numbers, in the program's first year, county data shows just over 600 people came through the deflection center. Of those, 392 people were referred to services of some sort, and just 20% of them went into withdrawal management or detox. Now, the vast majority of people brought to deflection, 92% were recorded as being homeless.
I really think that we are going to get to a place where we're going to get to some agreement about the direction that we want to go in and what the role of this board is in this conversation. I think some of the concerns and the place where people want to go isn't that far apart. It's just kind of the level of detail that we have in getting there and saying what we're doing.
Now, the commission still needs to finalize any potential changes, and once they do that, the state's Criminal Justice Commission must approve those changes. China.
All right, Corey Johnson reporting live this morning for us. Thank you, Corey. All right, before we get to Rod and your local forecast, we are taking a live look from our Vancouver Skycam. All lit up and clear out there, Rod. I feel like the past 2 weeks, I've been talking about July weather, not as far as the temperature, but what we're seeing. We're seeing lights and things.
Certainly the amount of sunshine. Absolutely, absolutely. By the way, mid-20s from that vantage point we showed you along the waterfront there in Vancouver. We do have an upper level low this morning that's off the coast of California. It's bringing up a touch of some mid to high level clouds our way, but we think overall today will be mostly sunny. Another day with east winds coming out of the gorge. Another day that if you don't have wind at your place, you likely are waking up to frosty weather and down into the 20s. There are the cold bricks, we'll call them, this morning. Out at the airport right now, it's freezing, but not in the 20s yet. 32 degrees is the temperature. Here are the other numbers, and there are the cold ones. Forest Grove, you're one of the cold ones. Hillsboro, Beaverton, Scappoose, Battleground, 23 this morning. It's 36 in Troutdale, where your highs lately have been in the low 40s as you continue to get that east wind gusting out of the gorge. Boy, that's been going on for a while. 25 up in Aurora. These are current temps. 26 Salem, 26 Albany, 27 down in Corvallis. Olive and Astro, a pair of dogs out there in the snow. That's obviously not a photo from Portland, but really, it's maybe even snowier than we're thinking the mountains are. Pet of the day at KGW.com is the email address there. Send your pets photos to us. Beautiful shots of the happy dogs there in the snow this morning. Our forecast map is a dry one. More 50s at the beach, the garden spot in terms of warm weather. 40s up and down I-5, about 33 in Bend today. And we still have the solid low clouds holding on. Hood River, the Dalles out into the Columbia Basin, including Pendleton and down into parts of Central Oregon. Our forecast at this point continues to be dry through the weekend. 48 today. We'll get some passing cloudiness tomorrow. 46 degrees. Cold nights. Maybe we get a drip of rain on Monday, but right now there's really no good chance of rain until a week from today. Here's China.